There is no way that Real Madrid will have it all their own way against this lineup, the MLS All-Stars lineup, with three players who have played against Real Madrid previously. Bastian Schweinsteiger, David Villa and Sebastian Giovinco can boast varying degrees of success against the European champions, and there is one former Galacticos, of course, in the shape of Kaká, who spent 4 years at Real and won the title with them back in 2012. At the back, there's All-Star debuts for Greg Garza and Johan Kapelov, Tim Howard, Michael Bradley, and now Schweinsteiger will have played for and against the All-Stars. As for Real Madrid, it's mix and match. Established stars with emerging talent. Keylor Navas, Sergio Ramos and Toni Kroos are all first-choice first-teamers. Marco Asensio burst onto the scene last season and continued his good form with Spain's under-21s in the summer. Marcos Llorente and Borja Mayoral had productive loan spells last season and will hope to impress Zidane, while young Moroccan fullback Achraf Hakimi was a real star of the under-19 side that reached the semi-finals of the UEFA Youth League. Real opportunity for one or two of the youngsters in Real Madrid. As for the All-Stars, they will be desperate to claim the biggest scalp in world football. All-Stars were beaten by Arsenal of the English Premier League last season. Prior to that, though, they have been good. They've beaten the likes of Bayern Munich, they've beaten the likes of Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea over the years. Can they get it right at a packed Soldier Field here? It really is a tremendous atmosphere, and it's a fitting stage for the European champions and, of course, the world champions at club level as well. It was such a successful season for Real Madrid last campaign, and let's not forget it was Zinedine Zidane's first full season in charge. He got pretty much everything right. They managed to pip Barcelona to the title by some 3 points. They did, of course, start well also by claiming the European Super Cup, and that's a fixture that's looming large, isn't it? Because they not only take on Manchester United in Skopje, but they also have the not-so-small matter of another El Clasico coming up with the Spanish Super Cup as well. But their pre-season preparation hasn't been great in terms of results. They've struggled on their stateside tour. They lost out to Manchester United on penalties. They were then thumped by Manchester City in Los Angeles, going down by 4-1. And then the one that really hurt in Miami last time out, when they were 2-0 down after just 7 minutes against Barcelona. They managed to battle back to 2-2, but undone by a Piqué goal 5 minutes after the restart to go down 3-2 in a huge crowd. And it's a packed house here at Soldier Field. They'll all be hoping, you feel, the vast majority, that Real Madrid can get it right against the All-Stars. But there are some star names of some standing in the host lineup, and to a man they will be desperate to get one over Real Madrid. It is a strong looking lineup as well, there is no doubt about that. And the likes of Kaká, the likes of Bastian Schweinsteiger and Michael Bradley, one or two of the local players as well, will be desperate to test their skills and strength against the might of Real Madrid. You're with Dan Roebuck and Matt Jackson for the All-Star Games 2017. Matt, massive opportunity for some of the MLS players.
It is one they'll absolutely relish. No real pressure on the game. They know the pressure comes from their own desire to play well and to test themselves against what they know is going to be a very good team. Okay, it's slightly mix and match, but you don't pull on the Real Madrid jersey without being top quality, whatever age you are. Just a really good opportunity for all the players, and I'm sure the Real Madrid players coming to the end of their tour will really enjoy the game as well. Fantastic venue, big crowd, should be massively entertaining.
Are there points to prove, do you think, for some of the players that have now gone to MLS, the Kakars and Schweinsteigers of the world?
No, I don't think there is. They've got nothing to prove. They've earned the right to be here. They've got fantastic quality. The outcome of the game will not change their lives one way or the other. They can certainly enjoy it. They'll be bumping into old friends, relishing the occasions, and in fairness to those two, probably realising there won't be too many more like this in their careers.
Our referee is Alan Chapman, and we're just about to get this fixture underway as the fireworks continue and the smoke drifts across Soldier Field and away into the Chicago night sky. Can Real Madrid get it right? Will this man stop them? Veljko Paunovic, who was never on the winning side in his playing days when he played in Spain. 11 appearances over his career with the likes of Atletico Madrid and Real Oviedo and Mallorca and Getafe. And able to get it right then. Can he get it right as a coach? We're underway for the 2017 All-Star game. It is the MLS All-Stars against Real Madrid. The All-Stars hoping to bounce back after the defeat against Arsenal 12 months ago. Can they get it right against Real, who will be looking to finish their tour with success after some disappointments already? Certainly the game against Barcelona. Opportunity for one or two of the youngsters, both squads here to test themselves. Schweinsteiger will play it down. Bradley will take a touch. Player that's played before and against the All-Stars, played against them in his Roma days. Here he is once again. Well, the hopeful punt forward. The difficulty you always feel when it comes to the All-Stars is the fact that, yes, there are one or two who know each other from playing with each other either now as teammates for their club side or previously, but it's always going to be difficult for a coach to try and mould a side in such a short space of time.
That's right, the conditions are horrible at the moment, heavy rain falling. It will make for a slick pitch, but it may quicken the game up. Just a little bit of a misunderstanding at the moment. But yeah, you're right, it's impossible to get a real tactical battle in place. It's just send the players out. They're good professionals, they're not here by chance, so they'll approach the game in the right way. It's a pretty standard formation, the 4-3-3 they're playing, and they can just go out and enjoy themselves. Probably not massively intensive in the way that they'll close down altogether. But Real Madrid will play the Real Madrid way, regardless of the personnel that are playing.
Conditions hardly conducive as the rain continues to cascade down. This is Schweinsteiger. Now it's with Garza over on this left-hand side of Atlanta United, who's gone down just clutching the shoulder. Bradley steps up and wins it back. Schweinsteiger swiftly on. This is David Villa, who skips away from one challenge and then is denied by Achraf Hakimi. It's rather short for Keylor Navas, but he just about does enough to send it towards Theo Hernandez, who of course was a big money signing from Atletico Madrid. Garza is still down. This would be a real blow to the full-back, and it doesn't look good. Just an awkward-looking fall.
No, but I think he indicated pretty quickly it had come out the shoulder, partially at least. Hasn't moved. And this does set up, this talks about the players, and this is Isco going to ground, superstar. It's a good tackle, wet pitch. Just a lot. Yeah, just nicked out the top of the shoulder. And that does set the tone for the night a little bit. Straight away, they were talking through the headsets, the medical side. It just goes down, and it didn't look a particularly heavy fall. It was almost as he tried to push himself to get back up again that the damage was done.
Well, his expression first and foremost was one of pain and one of disappointment that he almost knew he was going to have to come off, and that'd be a real blow for a player making his debut in the All-Star fixture. It does look like we are going to see a change, and obviously from a club point of view, Tata Martino, his manager at Atlanta, won't want to see him continue. If he can come off and hopefully not be seriously injured. And as he moves gingerly towards the dugout, Garza's game unfortunately is over. Has been good for Atlanta, Greg Garza, after switching from Tijuana in Liga MX. It looks like we're going to see DeMarcus Beasley come on, who will be making a 6 All-Star appearance. Played against Tottenham back in 2015 and Guadalajara in 2012. He played when it was a very different type of fixture, East versus Western conferences. Altidore will chase this one down as Sergio Ramos takes a touch. Every single time the Real Madrid skipper has the ball at his feet, there are cheers from the supporters. This is Isco. Just a stretch for Mayoral. Manages to keep the ball in Real Madrid possession. Toni Kroos. So again, there's options over on that left-hand side. Hernandez looking to come forward. Infield once again. Well, I'm not quite sure if that was a shot from Kroos or an attempt to just play it inside the penalty area, looking for the movement of his teammates.
Yes, it was a little slid pass that he was trying to make. Great pass that, trying to strike it away.
This is Altidore breaking forward from Schweinsteiger's ball. David Villa calling for it. This is David Villa. Can he pull the trigger? Just crowded out. Sergio Ramos renewing rivalries with the former Barcelona striker, and an opportunity now for Real Madrid to come forward. This is Lucas Vázquez. Cleverly done. Vázquez wants it back. Mahrel is in space. This is Hakimi over on the right-hand side. 3 to pick out inside the area. Bradley away.
Really good pace of game. Sometimes the exhibition games can be a bit slow in the start. Maybe Isco set the tone with that tackle that he made. Unfortunately, Greg Gar's a recipient of what looks like a match-ending injury. Really disappointing for him. DeMarcus Beasley on to replace him, so really tough on him that.
Teo Hernandez on that left-hand side for Real Madrid. Now it's with Isco. Kroos calling for it. So is Llorente. It is Llorente, and a culture ball to this near side. Bit of an awkward bounce, but it's kept down by Lucas Vázquez. Looks to take on Bradley, and still going forward. It's Jelle Van Dam that comes across, in fact.
He makes a tackle he shouldn't be making on a wet pitch. I think he might be the recipient of a bit of charity from the referee.
Bradley back towards Tim Howard. Played for Everton against the All-Stars a few years ago in his Premier League days. Also played on the home side before he moved to England over a decade ago. 38 years old and now back in MLS with Colorado Rapids, of course. Here comes the change eventually. We saw Bradley drop into centre-back and Van Dam come across, and eventually DeMarcus Beasley does come on. He seems an age to get the sub ready. I guess you don't expect in the opening 5 or 6 minutes or so.
No, not easy for him either. You know, mentally you don't really expect to go on at this stage. He's been excellent in the MLS, but he certainly wouldn't have been expecting the introduction.
That's Isco breaking forward, stopped in his tracks by Kapelov. All-star debut for the Dutch defender. Bradley's touch just enough. Kaká takes it up. 4 seasons at Real Madrid, but he was injury prone when he was there. Never started more than 17 La Liga games in a season. Still managed to pick up a title and a Copa del Rey success. This is Nacho. And that came through the academy, had a productive season last campaign. More out than in previously before making 24 starts in La Liga. And now a full Spanish international as well, played in the friendly against Colombia just a couple of months ago. Llorente's touch, now it's with Kroos. Rides one challenge up against Bradley. Looks to lay off, tries to get Mahrel in. An injection of pace once again.
Yeah, they're so good the way that they move the ball. Rain abated slightly, and that has just left a really slick pitch. Trying to play the ball in the air, Real Madrid so far.
Still Madrid coming forward, it's Van Dam. That will knock it high up into the air, and Tim Howard is there to claim.
Just a really good pace, lots of options available for the visitors, demonstrating their technical ability.
Jovinko. Schweinsteiger. Interesting to see Jovinko playing a more midfield role, I guess, here. Always sense that Jovinko, Villa and Altidore, they might get in each other's way a little. But that's a late challenge by Zusi, and that was a nasty one as well. And he knows he was late. He offers apologies. In the spirit of the game, I don't think we're going to get a yellow card, but if this was a competitive fixture in any top league, that would get you one.
Certainly would. Really clumsy, and he's almost trying to pick him up as he goes down. Now, that's not malicious at all. It was just the fact that the touch got away from him so quickly, and he's already committed to a challenge.
Achraf Hakimi breaking forward. Zusi playing in his 5th All-Star game. He was ever present from 2012 to 2015. Missed out last year, the Sporting Kansas City man who's very much a USA international. He can play midfield and right back. We've seen him play for the national side. This is Schweinsteiger. Altidore rides one challenge. Zusi coming forward to better effect now on that right-hand side. Once again up against Theo Hernandez. Schweinsteiger, Zusi. Hakimi lets it bounce a couple of times. Villa quite quick enough to get on the end of that, but it's Kaká that looks to win it back. He's done well, the Brazilian. Isco will pick it up for Real Madrid.
This is where they're so dangerous. Counter-attack with numbers, pace, and they have such vision in that midfield area. They'll pick runners out.
Kroos with a header. Came to him quickly. Just 3 goals in La Liga last campaign, the last against Celta Vigo back in May, but 12 assists in the top flight. He is the man that can make Real tick, alongside the likes of Luka Modric, of course, most usually. Schweinsteiger. First ever all-star game at Soldier Field, although they have played in Chicago previously, just outside of it, Toyota Park in Bridgeview. Now, of course, Chicago Fire play their home fixtures. Much bigger stage here with a legion of Real Madrid fans in the USA. Isco to the right-hand side. Lucas Vazquez now for Real Madrid. Back towards Isco. Might try the shot here. Looks to switch it sideways. The eventual shot from Kroos is charged down.
Yeah, Kapov did well, stood really firm on the edge of the box.
Villa first-time ball towards Jose Altidore, breaking forward over on the right-hand side. Sergio Ramos is across. Now it's with Javinko. Kaká calling for it. There is space here. Back towards Altidore. Confident build-up play by the All-Stars. Kaká. And still Kaká, where he's running to Hakimi.
It's just down a bit of a blind alley, unfortunately, but they've been really good with the build-up, the All-Stars. You expect as much. They've got such good technical players. David Villa's been brilliant so far. Just looking after the ball, real quality. He wouldn't be too far off being able to play for the opposition. He's had such a good season.
Dozen minutes gone. Open game of football so far, but no goals as yet. Theo Hernandez looking to try and place the ball in field for the running Marco Asensio.
And just here we see centre-half. Strikes him on the arm, but right in front of his body. Natural reaction for Kapelhoff.
Almost as if he was trying to get the arms out of the way by crossing them in front of his chest and the ball striking them, but good decision from Alan Chapman, taking charge of his first ever All-Star game. Just about to get the century up for MLS fixtures that he's officiated in, 99 at the weekend. Asensio once again to the right-hand side. This is Vazquez, who's been tricky and still going, runs into DeMarcus Beasley. Kaká helping out the Houston Dynamo's man. Here is Kaká again. Van Dam, Bradley. It's confident play from the All-Stars. Now it's with Altidore. Zusi on his bike over on the right-hand side. Really entertaining near opening quarter. Altidore will make the move. Can he spin his man here? Still Altidore. And he's strong, but not strong enough to get beyond Llorente, who's done well.
Well, he's done really well, Llorente, because it's an unnatural position for him. It ended up playing as a centre-back because he tracked Altidore back in. Just used his body really well. Altidore, as we know, has bullied a few this season so far. The youngster coped really well with him there.
Llorente, who was part of the Spanish under-21 side at the European Championships at that level in the summer, beaten in the final by Germany. Mayoral, another. Asensio, of course, another. 3 players looking to take their opportunity. 2 out on loan. Asensio, of course, very much part of the first-team squad now. Here he is once again. Scored in the Super Cup last season in that astonishing 3-2 win against Sevilla that was gung-ho from the first minute to the 120th, as it turned out to be. Here is Isco. Vazquez. Isco again, always dropping into pockets of space. looking to just muscle his way beyond DeMarcus Beasley. Van Dam with a clumsy challenge. Vasquez just gets straight back up, though, to his credit. And then Beasley gives the ball away.
Look how quickly they win it back, though. It's certainly not all about the glitz and glamour of attacking play for Real Madrid. Have to do the bit of graft as well, and they're very quick to go and get in the face of the All-Stars, who have kept the ball pretty well themselves. We see the little camera view, lovely little nutmegs, and just leading to the shot that was well blocked from Kappelhoff.
First time that Real Madrid have played an All-Star game. It's not the first time that they've played at Soldier Field, though. They took on Chivas de Guadalajara back in 2005, and they first played in the United States back in the mid-20s. Took on a team called Brooklyn Gaelic, a 1-1 draw back in 1927. Also, of course, played Manchester United, that huge crowd at Michigan Stadium, Ann Arbor, 109,000 plus. 105,000 when they took on Chelsea just a couple of years later. Really are a huge draw wherever they go naturally. Let's go inside the full-back, looking for the run of Marco Asensio.
A little lesson for Llorente. Kaká, who then gets his own back by kicking Sergio Ramos. They've duelled in far more important games. Look at a little bit of skill there. Llorente done all ends up just by a bit of experience. Shame he couldn't quite pick it up afterwards. He's loving it out there, loving the stage as all the superstars come to life.
This is a game that they want to plan. It's just rock-up celebrity game that no one is interested in. They're desperate to do well. They're proud to make the squad. Just listening to a number of the players ahead of this fixture, and every single one of them says, yeah, this is my third time, this is my second, this is my fifth, whatever it may be. They're desperate to get the nod one way or another. They're not just enjoying themselves here against Real Madrid, but you sense there is a little bit of an edge to the game as well, as it should be. Isco flicks it forward. Marco Asensio runs into trouble. Kaká scored a wonderful goal for Atlanta against Atlanta at the weekend. Now it's with Altidore, who's been in goal-scoring form for club and country, who scored in the Gold Cup final against Jamaica recently, a 2-1 success for the United States. David Villa battles, should be cleared away by Hakimi once again.
It's a fabulous athlete, Hakimi. He's gone up and down this right flank a number of times already. Good with his defensive responsibilities, but looks to join in every available opportunity.
David Villa, great awareness to pick out Zuzi. Now it's with Kaká. Kroos is back. Kaká once again, three white shirts around him. Giovinco. Bradley. Giovinco wants it back. Here is the Toronto striker. Zuzi has it. Schweinsteiger's made a move forward. Giovinco again. Schweinsteiger, the back heel is good. Kaká with a low ball lean, looking for Altidore, but that's a good block from Theo Hernandez.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed, Kaká, with all his ability. That was a great setup to him, and you'd expect him to miss that first defender. Some really good play from the All-Stars.
David Villa, well, even Giovinco can't get to that one. Nice idea.
Oh, he's been brilliant so far, Villa. He's just tucked over on this left-hand side, so he sees all the play open up on his right foot as he checks back inside. Up to that point, had been fully successful with all of his passes.
28 times previously David Villa has played against Real Madrid. 10 goals, 10 times on the winning side. Kappelhoff steps up. And again, another night, different competition. That might be a booking.
Yeah, just too quick. Commits himself to the tackle. Again, nothing malicious. Just pace of play.
Interesting to see the referee cam and how he saw it.
It's actually a really difficult game to referee because you can't be too lax and let everything go. You know, he understands the players aren't likely to be getting too fractious with each other. It's not going to be a particularly nasty game in that regard, but you can't make a mockery of the game either by not actually adhering to the rules when it comes to the important time.
Thrilling effort that Tim Howard had covered. Isco getting some good positions in the game already. Theo Hernandez likewise.
And he's always going to join in from the left back. Tim Howard, as you say, quite comfortably covering the shot.
Isco taking it on, 10 goals last campaign. So scored in the Champions League semi-final away leg against Atletico Madrid, just when Atleti thought they might pull off something remarkable. His goal stopping the comeback in the tracks. Close goes down. The shot flashed in, and this time a lot closer. That was struck with some venom by Lucas Vázquez.
Yeah, and Tim Howard didn't have that one covered. That flashed by the left-hand upright before he could even move.
A couple of sighters from Real Madrid, and they are getting closer. And the All-Stars have given the ball away again. Llorente looking to come forward this time. Now it's with Vázquez once again. Bradley in the way. Kaká second to that. Isco pulling the strings in midfield. Now there's another opportunity. Meral wants it. Instead, it's Tim Howard that makes the save, and it's so close to Vázquez to get something on that.
Makes a really good save, though. A lot of power in the shot. It comes in. He does really well to parry it. No one would have particularly known where the save was going. Got lucky, but deserved it for the quality of the save.
David Villa. All-Stars shaken just a little here. Now it's with Giovinco. Altidore. Two Toronto strikers looking to team up again, but the flag was up. He just makes the move a split second too soon.
And it's lethal when you turn the ball over in your own half. Lovely ball switched, and just so much space over on that left-hand side.
Marco Asensio with a shot.
Yeah, he struck it really well with the left foot. Really natural. See the width that he's given there at the top of the screen again.
Here he is once more, 2-2. Matt Kroos is one of them. Van Damme steps up. Schweinsteiger nods away. Giovinco takes down. Runs into trouble. Llorente is there. Now it's with Bradley, though. Zusi. Altidore under pressure immediately from Theo Hernandez, who wins the ball cleanly. Stops for a second. Referee waves play on. Schweinsteiger a little bit late. Well, how many more of these is he going to let go?
Yeah, and he's gone through the back of Kroos. He's had a little kick at Isco. Probably he just won't want them showboats, and they haven't done so far. But look, they'll go hunting as well. Real Madrid, they'll go after the ball, no problems. Forcing these rushed errors, and the All-Stars will be delighted just to pick up a foul here. One thing, yeah, Schweinsteiger is experienced enough to know that he doesn't want his team getting humiliated, he doesn't want them being played round, and they've just had a really tough 5 minutes there. Hadn't been able to get out at all, hadn't been able to string any passes together, couldn't get territorial advantage. Sometimes it just takes a bit of a tackle to break that up.
First time we've seen a La Liga club take on the All-Stars. Usually it's been an English Premier League side. They've always been successful. This is David Villa, tries to slip it through for Altidore. Again, he's a little late there, David Villa, and Alan Chapman's going to halt play.
Just because players are going to ground because of the wet weather, and again, nothing malicious. David Villa's never going to kick someone here. Nacho just getting caught a little bit on the shin, but it was Nacho that had gone to ground to make the tackle in the first place. And it does just leave you a little bit vulnerable at times.
Hakimi. Llorente. Close to turn. And to find space on this near side as Hakimi looks to come forward once again. This is Vázquez up against Van Damme and still going. Cool ball to the far post is safely nodded behind by Zusi, who's taking no chances whatsoever.
No, he had a little quizzical look at Tim Howard just to say could have had a shout to head that one back. Vázquez, such quick feet. Absolute nightmare for someone like Van Damme going up against him in a one-on-one situation.
Altidore will nod away. Giovinco picks up the loose ball through the legs of Toni Kroos, and the All-Stars could be away. Kaká right-hand side, Schweinsteiger left, neither blessed with too much pace. This is David Villa, he's into trouble, and Real Madrid managed to win it back. This is Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, good skill from Giovinco. Someone like him, he'll really want to test himself. He'll feel at the peak of his powers in terms of lots to prove to the European game.
Amaral. Back for Isco, now it's with Vasquez. Still Vasquez. Hakimi has to stretch to keep that one in play, but he does. Likewise Van Dam. This is DeMarcus Beasley, and back with Tim Howard. Kroos will do the pressing. Howard will clear. Altidore takes a touch. Zuzi. Jose Altidore once again. He's on the side debut against Spurs a couple of seasons ago as a substitute, and a 2-1 success. Of course, a lot of his career in Europe. Never quite made it in England, but had a good spell, of course, in the Netherlands. Top goal scorer in the Eredivisie. Shot flies in again, and this time it's just wide. The effort from Borja Mayoral.
Hasn't had that many chances inside the area, but just pulled himself off into a lovely bit of space. Only one thing in his mind as he takes the touch out of his feet. Tim Howard, again, he's got his angles pretty good. It's a really drilled strike. He just needed a bit of curl on it. First sighter for the centre forward.
A couple of goals on loan at Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga last campaign for the 20-year-old. Another under-21 performer in the European Championships at that level in the summer. Bradley, of course, was on Gold Cup duty for the United States. He's got a brilliant goal in the World Cup qualifier against Mexico. Isco, they back away from him. No ball in from Teo. He's comfortably cleared by Zuzi, but All Stars were chasing back towards their own goal.
And Teo just loving playing, nominally playing at left back, but he's been at left wing and he's tucked inside, and that's what Real Madrid are, just a collection of outstanding footballers. Position almost irrelevant, really.
Well, he's been the big money signing so far this summer, 30 million euros reportedly. It's Marco Asenio back towards Teo Hernandez. Isco calling for it. And Ceballos, of course, has come in as well. There might be a little bit more movement, you feel, because there's been quite a few shuttled out of the Bernabeu. This is Hakimi looking to dart away from Beasley. Does he catch his man?
He certainly does. Oh, wow.
It's a wag of the finger from DeMarcus Beasley.
I mean, he was on toast when he was one-on-one. I just can't see a way he makes the challenge. I still can't see a way that he makes the challenge.
Achraf Hakimi goes down. We're still a few days away from video reviews. Come the weekend, DeMarcus, you might have been pulled up for that one.
Well, it won't change his life particularly, and he won't be too bothered, but I think that's two they should have had so far. Van Dam's possibly might have been just outside the area.
Kroos with a corner. Swinger. Nodded away, but only towards Isco. Falling white, still wait. Isco looks for an opening. Clever to the byline here. David Villa slides in, gets the ball, not the man, as Lucas Vasquez looks to drive inside the penalty area.
David Villa acknowledging to his opponent that he had to go to ground to make the tackle.
Sure, I think it's a signal here. Sergio Ramos is up, so is Nacho. It falls to a centre half, and really you want your striker to take on a chance with a high tariff such as that.
Yeah, it's one they've worked, though. Sign language seemed to create the opportunity. Be a bit disappointed, Nacho. Didn't get a decent contact at all. Wow, that's dangerous.
It is indeed, and an opportunity for Real Madrid. Schweinsteiger is there just when the opportunity seemed to present itself for Borja Mayoral. It's been one or two balls like that across the All-Stars penalty area. Bradley for Schweinsteiger. Coming up to the half hour, no goals. Real Madrid, a number of sighters, and certainly have had the ball in dangerous areas. Zuzi's back heel works out. Bradley over the top. Altidore will chase this one down. Achraf Hakimi, though, does well again, this time from a defensive point of view, up against David Villa and Altidore and Giovinco. Slide rule ball to the left-hand side, and suddenly it's Real Madrid coming forward once again. Marco Asensio wants the pull back from Isco, but he's just running out of play. He's been very lively over the opening half an hour. We are going to see a change. Obviously, there are a number of planned alterations to try and get most of the players on at one stage or another, and Nacho Piatti is the first to come on, the Argentine for Jose Altidore, who's had a lively half an hour. He's had one or two decent runs, but no joy out of a experienced Real Madrid back line. It'll be fascinating to see just what Nacho Piatti can do. He'll offer something different. Did play against Arsenal in the All-Stars defeat 12 months ago.
Yeah, good that it's made just really in a break of play, straight on, straight off, so doesn't alter the balance of play, doesn't alter the tempo, which has been very good so far for an exhibition game. It's been excellent. It's been some really good passing, certainly aided by the slick surface, some slightly naive passing, and a bit of chance taken as players try and show their skills off.
Van Dam for Howard. David Villa nods it back, and it will fall for Bradley. Nacho Piatti. Montreal Impact fame, of course. Zuzi used to try and take on his man, but Theo Hernandez has got a little bit too much about him here. Now it's with Llorente. A sense of South American such as Piatti will always enjoy and revel in a fixture such as this. Is Giovinco. Now it's with David Villa. Still David Villa looking for Kaká. Hooked away. Lucas Vázquez. Partly the covering defender. Achraf Hakimi. Kroos. Moyaral. Isco. Theo Hernandez, who already looks like a very good signing.
Yeah, it's an absolute Rolls Royce, isn't it?
Oh, that's a delightful chip from Isco and an opportunity. Howard makes the save. The clearance is fluffed. It's Lucas Vázquez here. It's on his right side. Achraf Hakimi. Marco Asensio. Kroos involved. Again, it's curled inside the box. This time, Zuzi can nod away. This is Isco to take it down. Oh, that's good skill. Piatti claiming he didn't get the man, but I think there was an accidental touch, but certainly a foul.
He's loving himself. Isco is enjoying the environment. Piatti knows that he just caught him. It was an unexpected little twist that Isco threw in on the edge of the box. And this is a perfect opportunity as well for Real Madrid. Really good position. Having finally been given something in that final third. Why not let your centre-half take it?
He scored 7 goals in the league last season. He's always good. A 5, 6 or 7 a campaign. 68 in his La Liga career. Is he going to try one here? Looks like the skipper's going to pull rank. Kroos hands on hips. Sergio Ramos with a curler. Over the wall, but just hasn't got the dip to find the top corner.
He was so confident, wasn't he? Stood over it. And in fairness, Tim Howard was, as soon as the ball left the foot, he didn't really, whether he was nonchalantly praying and hoping that it wouldn't go in that top corner and knew he couldn't do anything about it anyway. It certainly looked cool enough.
Bradley's touch for DeMarcus Beasley, who was press-ganged into action very early on in this fixture. You'll recall an injury to Greg Garza. This is Bradley again. Schweinsteiger quickly on. DeMarcus Beasley. Spells in European football, of course, with Manchester City and Rangers and one or two others. Kimi once again, that's cleverly done, and then Moyaral, his effort is blocked, not for the first time. Marco Asensio over on that left-hand side, gets half a yard. Lucas Vázquez, and then the shot, this time just wide again. How many times Kroos on this occasion?
Close for Kroos. certainly was, but what great build-up again. They just play first-time passes, that's the secret. There's so many options, the vision of the players is so good. Not even massively complicated, but they just move the ball so quickly. That's why they draw fouls against them, because opposition players just can't get close.
Van Dam away. David Villa takes it down. The back heel for Kaká doesn't come off. They were in the opening 5 or 10. Now they're not. Although a mistake has allowed Giovinco to steal in. Here's an opportunity for the All-Stars. Kaká. Giovinco wants it back. Kaká wants to go himself. David Villa! Terrific stop. Keylor Navas, how on earth did he keep that one out?
Well, with absolute brilliance. And Villa will be disappointed. I think his first instinct is to go the other side of him. Then he tries to do him with the eyes. He's going to look and see how big that space was around him. And we see the first shot. Tim Howard again with a nonchalant one, but this is good play. Kaká really persistent, good bit of pace, and it's just opened up to maybe just go the other side. Really good save with the right hand from Navas.
Costa Rican keeps Real Madrid all square. Corner whipped in by Giovinco. Got the final touch on that. Just a goal kick.
Oh, Kaká's still got that bit of pace as well when he bursts forward, creating the opportunity for Villa, and he'll be really disappointed. It was an excellent save. He'll appreciate the fact that it was a really good save. But what a great chance for him.
Played, of course, against Real for Atletico in the Champions League final back in 2014. David Villa also played against Zidane for his national side against France back in the World Cup 2006. Long history against Real Madrid. Should have been an 11th goal against them. Beasley. Giovinco. Crossfield ball from the Italian doesn't work out. Did play for Juventus against Real Madrid in the Champions League group stages a few years ago now. Unable to finish on the winning side. Gareth Bale looking on. Will he get a go, I wonder? Injury hit campaign. The 16-17 season for the Welshman. Struggled with ankle and calf problems. Only a substitute in the Champions League final. Where does his future lie, I wonder? Talked about the players that have come in, just a couple so far for Real Madrid, but a number have left. Pepe, of course, after such sterling service on a free to Turkish side Besiktas. James Rodriguez out on loan to Bayern. Of course, Fabio Contrao on loan. Morata now with Chelsea, Danilo with Manchester City. Do sense there might be one or two spots open on the roster. Here is Sergio Ramos. He'll still be first choice, that's for certain.
And look at his desire after all those years, captain in the side. Give and go with 30 yards from goal, and he's now stranded somewhere up near the opposition 6-yard box.
In a hurry to get back, this is David Villa. Piatti's a nice idea and he applauds the attempt, but it just bounces away from the Argentine.
Yeah, just didn't want to go for the massive overstretch to try and get on the end of that from Villa.
Schweinsteiger plays it down. We're approaching half-time. It's been entertaining so far. No goals, plenty of chances.
Well, the tactical level of passing has been absolutely excellent. I keep saying it's obviously helped by a very wet Soldier Field pitch, but it has been absolutely excellent. Pass completion rates have both been pretty high, lots of passes made, ball hardly in the air at all. And it has really flown by, which is a good sign in these exhibition games.
Van Dam for Bradley. And again, has had the greatest season with the LA Galaxy. He's been sent off 3 times in MLS this season. Susi flag is going to go up here as David Villa just makes his move just a split second too soon.
Just gambling. 35 years or so in those legs. Means you have to be a little bit more astute. Probably caught offside one or too many times more, but have to do that to make sure you get in at all.
Lucas Vázquez on this near side for Real Madrid. He's been clever and quick throughout this opening 40 minutes. Isco likewise. Theo Hernandez over on that left-hand side, if spotted. Marco Asensio. And still turns away from one challenge and whips in the shot. This time it's further wide.
Yeah, far more comfortable. He's got such good balance though. Keeps drifting into that inside left sort of channel, picks lots of balls up off the midfielders.
Real Madrid win it back. This is Toni Kroos coming forward. Lucas Vázquez on the right-hand side. Mayoral waits inside the penalty area. Isco, and step over. Can he get away from DeMarcus Beasley? Theo Hernandez lurking on that left-hand side, always willing to let fly. Scored a sensational goal last campaign whilst on loan at Alaves.
Yeah, it sits really nicely for him. Only one intention in his mind as that ball came out to him. Took a really good touch with the left. Tim Howard really forcing the play from the back. Admire him for that because it's brave to do.
Real Madrid dominating in terms of attempts, 15. Not that Tim Howard's had a serious save to make just yet. The other end, Keylor Navas has. Llorente with the skill.
What a player he is, by the way. I mean, he's been involved in everything. He's dropped back in at centre-half when he's needed to. Looks after the ball. He's had as many touches as anybody else. Don't remember him giving it away.
Comes from good stock, of course. Marcos Llorente. Father Paco, great uncle. Francisco Gento, both wingers. This is Kaká. All Stars lose out. Real Madrid have possession, looking to nudge ahead as half-time approaches. Isco. Sergio Ramos has raced forwards here. It's Sergio Ramos! Tried to just chip it over Tim Howard. Maybe he needed to put the laces through it.
Well, he knows he did as well. He was trying to be a bit too cute and a bit too clever. He makes a great run. Look at his desire, but Isco, what a pass. Lovely touch. And he's just trying to take a bit of a liberty there. If you're a centre-half and you find yourself centre-forward, even if you're as good as Sergio Ramos, sometimes just sticking it in the back of the net is probably the best result.
Would have been a special goal. As it is, some opportunity missed. Lucas Vázquez once more on this near side. Marcus Beasley finds Bradley. Kaká lets it run through cleverly. Nacho Piatti. Kaká once again. David Villa kills the ball. Piatti's on the move, but ignored for now by the Spaniard. Here is the New York City FC player once again. Drills it over to Zusi of Sporting Kansas City. Orlando's Kaká. This is David Villa first time.
Oh, that's his trademark. The first time whip shot with the right foot. Probably just comes to him a little bit too quickly from Kaká.
Scored against Tottenham in the 2015 All-Stars success. 14 this campaign. 6 in his last 7 for NYCFC.
And it was him that started as well with a lovely ball out to Zusi. Doesn't take him too long to see a pass opening up.
Isco to clear the ball over the top, and it's not just a clearance, is it? It bounces brilliantly into the path of Lucas Vázquez on this right-hand side. Mayoral calling for it, might go himself. Here it's on his left side. And it ricochets up off Van Dam. Always sense that he's not his favourite side, the left boot, but even so.
I mean, in these situations, it's a nightmare. Beasley does well, just drifts inside, pointing. And yeah, Van Dam just gets across to get his body in the way.
In-swinger this time, they're queuing up. Sergio Ramos was one of them. Kaká picks up the loose ball up against Kroos. Makes it look easy, knocks the ball away from the Brazilian and rampages forward. Toni Kroos has got Isco to his left-hand side. He's still going forward here! Van Dam nods it away, whether that was goal-bound or not. Not quite so sure, but a clever and silky run.
Pretty sure it would have been. Toni Kroos just ghosting between a couple of defenders. Probably be delighted. Half-time 0-0. Get into the change room. We've done our bit, boys. Hand over to you for the second half for the substitutes for the MLS All-Stars team. This game's only going to get tougher.
Outswinging this time to the far post. That's Nacho. Unlike the first effort that he had earlier on in the half, can't get on the end of that one to any real effect. We're into 1 minute of added on time. There's bound to be changes at half-time, but players that we've seen in the first 45 have really contributed to a hugely enjoyable game. It's just remarkable that we haven't seen a goal.
There's certainly a Real Madrid goal, although David Villa's chance was as good as any that there's been.
It's the time for one last opportunity. Van Dam for Kaká. Giovinco has to stretch, but he uses his strength well, does the Italian, and still coming forward from distance. Good hit, just wide!
Yeah, Navas having to get his kit dirty for the first time. This was close from Giovinco. Only one thing in his mind, this sort of game, why not? Burst forwards really well. And a lovely little pass, good awareness and good strength. That little low centre of gravity giving him the power. Oh, took it so early as well. Navas wasn't really set with his feet, that's why he's had to take to the air. That's what draws a very good first half to a close.
Giovinco going close, not the only one. Llorente's been neat and tidy in midfield. We've seen Kroos go close. We've seen David Villa denied. As it is, it's the All-Stars who are denying Real Madrid, who've had more of the ball, more of the opportunities, but haven't managed to find the back of the net. Half-time at Soldier Field in the All-Stars game. It's MLS All-Stars 0, Real Madrid 0. Welcome back. No goals in the MLS All-Stars game of 2017. The All-Stars holding Real Madrid. The Stars themselves had a really good opportunity through David Villa to score, and a rasping drive late on from Sebastian Giovinco. Their best opportunities for Real. Mateo Hernandez has looked lively. Sergio Ramos has had a good opportunity, chipping over the bar from a very good position. Isco and Toni Kroos have looked very good in midfield. Llorente and Mayoral, who had loan spells at Alaves and Wolfsburg last season, have certainly added something to Real Madrid. Sense that they're all pushing to be noticed by Zinedine Zidane, hoping that they get a go in La Liga this campaign. It's sure to be a real fight for the title with Barcelona, as you would imagine. They start their league campaign away at Deportivo on the 20th. Of course, that's Supercopa de España ahead of that. Also got another friendly after that, rather oddly, against Fiorentina in Madrid. But this is the last of their USA Tour fixtures after some disappointing results. Zinedine Zidane has suggested it's not always about results, but I think from a Real Madrid supporter's point of view, you want to see your side win a couple of them at least against high-profile teams from across the continent, beaten by the Manchester clubs and fierce rivals Barcelona so far. Will they succumb to the All-Stars? Or will they end their tour on a high note by beating the best that MLS has to offer? It would suggest that Real Madrid are favourites to win in the second period. A reminder, if it is all square at the 90, we will go to penalties. The All-Stars game has gone to a shootout previously. Tim Howard was brilliant in the shootout then, but he was playing for Everton rather than the All-Stars. He saved 3 spot kicks in a 4-3 Everton shootout success after a 1-1 draw back in 2009 at the Rio Tinto Stadium in Utah. Will we go all the way to penalties this time around? Sure to be a number of changes to personnel for both sides, you would have thought, over the course of the second 45 minutes, and we're expecting a number at the start of this second half. We will relay those changes as they come on. Gareth Bale looks like he's not going to be taking part just yet, but we will see a change in goal. Stefan Fry, an all-star debut for the Seattle keeper. 7 clean sheets this campaign. MLS Cup winner, of course, last year with Seattle. Speaking of penalty shootouts, he was excellent in it against Toronto, saved from Michael Bradley. Justin Morrow missed the crucial spot kick, and Seattle went on to lift the MLS Cup for the first time in their history. Tim Howard's latest all-star appearance is over. So going to see Michael Parkhurst as well, who plays for Atlanta, of course. Much travelled and veteran defender. 4 times previously an all-star selection. This will be a 4th appearance, not a 5th, because he didn't play a couple of years ago. His last was against Bayern in the 2014 success. So a number of changes that we've spotted already, and there's sure to be more over the course of this second half. Get set for the start of this second period, then no goals in the opening 45. Dani Ceballos is coming on, signed from Real Betis on a 6-year deal. We're also seeing changes all over the park, it would appear, from a Real Madrid point of view as well. And there's Dani Ceballos. We're underway for the second half. The MLS All-Stars against Real Madrid. Best that stateside soccer has to offer against the European champions. No goals in the opening 45 minutes, but an entertaining half. And we expect something similar in this second period. Nemanja Nikolic is another to enter the fray for the All-Stars, incidentally. Changes are plenty. Nikolic has had a terrific season with Chicago Fire and looking to come forwards here. He's been in brilliant form for his club, 16 goals this campaign, and played against Real Madrid for Legia Warsaw in the Champions League. He was on the wrong end of a 5-1 hammering in the group stages last campaign before his side drew 3-3 at home. Unfortunately for them, in front of no supporters in the Polish capital. Ramos and Benzema late goals, saving the blushes really of Real Madrid, although it was a late group game in which it didn't really matter too much to Real. Panovic has shuffled his pack. And let's confess, looking back through the stats, we thought that he hadn't been successful against Real Madrid in his playing career. In fact, he had. He ended up on the winning side just the once when an Atletico player put the record straight for the Serb, who's done a terrific job this campaign in charge of Chicago Fire. He has made his changes. Michael Valeri is also on, incidentally, the Portland Timbers player who's had such an impact in MLS. There he is racing forward on that left-hand side, just unable to pick up the attempted ball forward. Great to see Miguel Almiron on as well, who's a real star in the making, just 23, the Paraguayan who plays for Atlanta. Theo Hernandez looking for Isco. Isco away from Dax McCarty, who's also on the pitch, and that's comfortable for Stefan Fry.
It will just take a bit of time for the game to settle down with all those personnel changes here in this second half. Just the team sorts itself out. Very fluid again from Real Madrid starting the half, as you'd expect.
Isco who's jumping, that's with Theo Hernandez. Heavy touch, really. Ball spin to this near side. Always difficult, I guess, to get to the pace of the game when you've just come on, but at least the changes, man, are being made at half-time, so the players that are on the pitch now can try and get some sort of balance and momentum going.
I mean, it's almost a completely full change.
Decent looking ball in, but no one inside the 6-yard box. And it should be cleared away here by the All-Stars. A raft of changes for MLS All-Stars, which we'll run through for you in just a second. This is one of them, Valeri. And then a touch in field for Hernan Grana, the Argentine, who's also come on, but it's Isco that wins it back for Real Madrid. Still Isco coming forward, who seems to dart inside the box. Moves a little out ball. It's a dink towards Lucas Vasquez. Good strong challenge coming in though from Kellen Acosta, one of the changes. Carty also on Almiron as well, as we mentioned, and that's a strong clearance away.
Yeah, and an absolutely vital one as well. Goalkeeper rushing out to play the sweeper role. Lovely through ball that was played. Marker certainly set down by the first half team for the All-Stars. They're absolutely excellent, going parity at half-time. It's a very good side who played well. I mean, Real Madrid really would have felt that they played well, created lots of opportunities. Quite possible, it's an easy, as Zidane would say, you can't create that many without actually scoring, and in time we will get hurt if we're not going to take those sorts of chances. Tonight's not the most critical of times to do it. You'd still want to point those things out from a professional point of view.
Just to run through the changes in total for you from an MLS point of view. Dwyer on for Villa, McCarthy for Schweinsteiger, 5 for Howard, as we've mentioned, Acosta for Beasley, Almiron is on for Kaká, Nikolic for Javinko, and for Real Madrid, Vallejo for Ramos. Also for MLS All-Stars, Parkhurst for Van Dam, and his Grana for Zusi, so that's a straight swap. But there, as we mentioned, on for Bradley, Hedges for Kapelov. It's just going to run through towards Casilla, the keeper who's come on for Keylor Navas for Real Madrid. Ceballos is on for Kroos, as we mentioned. 3 changes for Real Madrid, all told. So once again, established stars have been taken off, but players with points to prove perhaps have come on. Theo Hernandez has stayed on though, which is always good to see. He's a real talent. McCarthy swapped New York Red Bulls for Chicago Fire, of course. It's slipped through, but it just won't fall towards the onrushing Nikolic.
He really looks up for it. He's led charge across that line brilliantly well. He wants to run down the middle of the pitch. Looks really fired up.
Slip from Acosta. Real Madrid come forward once again. McCarthy is strong, but not strong enough. It's slipped through towards Mayarel from Asensio. MLS All-Stars win it back. Flicked on by Dwyer.
Same pace, same quality so far.
Just seems to get away, unfortunately, from Piatti over on that left-hand side.
Both teams just look to launch straight into attack mode, and the ball switches over.
Real Madrid coming forward once again. This is a determined run. And it's just an awkward touch, really. Nearly sent it spinning through towards Mayarel. Grana. Dwyer on his outside, that's given away rather loosely. It's won back though by Grana. He's had a productive season with Dallas, of course, over the course of this campaign. Also of Lanús of Argentina. Nikolic. Costa, such a versatile performer, can play fullback or midfield. Looking to the United States national side, of course, the Dallas player. Now it's with McCarthy, who played in every single game in the Gold Cup. Didn't start the final, still featured in all the group games and indeed the semi. And the defeat of Jamaica in the final. Theo Hernandez coming forward once again. Grana has to jump out of the way.
Lovely skill by Almiron. Oh, he'll love this. He will really relish this stage.
Just going to run away, fortunately. From an MLS point of view, and Nemanja Nikolic. Theo Hernandez. He's taken off the toes of Isco on that occasion. Llorente. Still Real Madrid probe away. Nine minutes into this second half. Not as fluent, certainly. Marco Asensio looking for Theo Hernandez. More considered maybe from Real Madrid here. And Ceballos unable to pick that one up. Step forward once again for Nikolic. Vallejo with the covering challenge.
Yeah, really good. Got into his stride quickly, Vallejo. Took no chances at the back as he isolated last man. There's Nikolic again. He's really bustled his way into this game. Oh, that's outstanding feat as well.
Confirmation as well, the change at the back for Real Madrid is in fact Ruben Llanes, who's come on in goal in place of Keylor Navas, not Francisco Garcia that was announced. Effectively the third choice for Real Madrid, only one cup appearance last season. Dani Ceballos once again. Marco Asensio. Dani Ceballos. Marcos Llorente. Achraf Hakimi looking to come forward once again. He was excellent in the first half, always willing to get forward. Physical presence about him. This Vasquez will look to switch the play. Isco will take it down first time. Real Madrid coming forward. Just whipped away. But then he looks to chase forward here for MLS All-Stars. Argentine infill for McCarthy. Parkhurst all the way back for Stephen Fry, and now it's with McCarthy once again. Ever the shield for the Red Bulls, and now Chicago Fire will be desperate to make the World Cup squad. And would have thought that Bruce Arena will take him as backup to Bradley, really, should the United States make it through to Russia in the finals next year. It's an attempted ball through towards Nikolic.
Yeah, he just sits in front of a back four, all the experience in the world, takes up good defensive positions, knows where to put his body, doesn't need to necessarily get all over the pitch anymore, just very good as a protective cover, protective shield.
And Ceballos will lift it to the right-hand side. Hakimi has got Lucas Vasquez here, and still going to the byline. That's an important touch to nick it out for a corner. Kellen Acosta with the defensive work.
Yeah, didn't have to go to the ground, did well, just stood tall, made the tackle fairly comfortably.
Second All-Star appearance for Acosta. Another player who starred for the United States at the Gold Cup. Swinger again, and the header down is wide of the target. Big chance for Theo Hernandez.
He knows as well, should do better, middle of the goal. Great flight on the ball. Just doesn't position his body right to head it sideways, heads it straight back down the line. He's disappointed. Had a bit of a jump on Grana.
That was the referee's view of it.
He knows he should have scored as well then.
They stayed in the house. Maybe as quick this second half in terms of tempo. McCarthy for the All-Stars. Piatti to turn. Now an opportunity for All-Stars to get one or two players forward, but the move just breaks down, unfortunately. Marco Asensio. Oh, it's slipped through here. Big opportunity, Mayoral. There's to finish. Borja Mayoral with a curling effort beyond Stephen Fry. And just shy of the hour, Real Madrid strike.
Yeah, Fry gets undone, I think, by a deflection. It's a beautiful move. I've been quite quiet, really, considering how much quality there has been in the game. He's linked play a couple of times, had that one really good shot in that first half. But just look at the way Asensio breaks forward, his balance is so good, and stops and breaks play up. Just watch the little nutmeg pass there. Knows that the play will develop. It's going to hit the target anyway, and an unfortunate ricochet just takes Fry out of the equation as the ball bounces up.
Well, back with the first team squad for now. Borja Mayoral, who was on loan at Wolfsburg last campaign, was mainly used as a substitute. He's just 20, only 2 goals in the Bundesliga. He went to the European Championships and played for Spain at that level as they were beaten in the final by Germany. He's got an awful lot of potential. There might be a striking slot open at Real Madrid at the moment. And they come forward once again here with real menace and fluidity, and the shot just whistles by the post. It was a positive run on the right-hand side by the full-back Hakimi.
Oh, his pace is phenomenal. He's in full flow as the ball gets laid into him. Just watch him set off. There he goes, turns on the afterburners, and actually just fires the ball across. Didn't get his head up. Only had one person to aim at, which didn't make it that easy for him.
Made his full Moroccan debut in a friendly against Canada back in October of last year. He scored 1 goal for Castilla, the second-string team that plays in the 3rd tier. And here comes another change, the imposing figure of Casemiro coming on. And it's Benzema also to enter the fray. Gareth Bale as well, and the ante has been upped somewhat from a Real Madrid point of view. The big guns, with half an hour remaining, add a little bit of quality, to say the least, to the Real Madrid attacking lineup.
There might be a few quizzical looks from the MLS All-Stars, boys that have been sent out for the second half, so they've blown the 0-0 so far, and now they've got to face a team of superstars coming on.
Marcelo is also coming on. 4 changes all told for now, and they could well be more. And Giovanni Dos Santos knows a thing or two about playing against Real Madrid. 8 times against Real, 2 goals. Never on the winning side. His goals for Villarreal before moving to MLS. That's a Barcelona youngster, of course. Giovanni is on. His brother Jonathan has just signed for LA Galaxy. Those two will be looking forward to playing as teammates. And Marcelo has been a real servant, as we know. Goal against Valencia late last campaign. Gareth Bale now fully fit after injury issues last season. Only 17 starts in La Liga. Just the 7 goals. Overall, though, 54 in 100. Here he goes!
Yeah, this is much better chance. He'll be disappointed not to hit the target. Gets himself in a lovely little pocket of space and allows the ball to run past him onto that deadly left foot. Probably a little bit worried about striking it 100% at this stage. He will have had a good warm-up at half-time. He will have known that this change was going to be made. Looked very much an orchestrated change for the half-hour mark. 30 minutes still to play, but still probably a bit wary about just striking right through that wall.
Santos loses out, and that's good strong play from Kovacic to come forward. Another player that's just come on, Llorente, Mayoral and Hernandez, a trio to go off, which is drives it back. It is a little disjointed now, as you would expect with the changes we've had mid-half. A bit of nerves there from Almiron, who you feel will be desperate to impress here. He would really fancy Real Madrid as a future destination, but he's not really been in the game. This is Marcelo shoulder to shoulder with McCarthy, wins the physical battle. Low ball in here towards Benzema. Better defending on this occasion from Michael Parkhurst.
That gets him brilliantly, because the pace that they play at, absolutely just brilliant. great physical strength. Marcelo, bang. Dax McCarthy, out you go. And then, do you have a touch? Oh, just put a really dangerous ball in. It's horrible for defenders. You see that ball go in so early. Dealt with it really well, Hedges.
Because Vasquez will take the corner. Another outswinger. Nacho with a header. That will just glance wide. Nikolic doing the defending at the moment. Almiron with the clever ball forward. Is there an opportunity for Dom Dwyer? He sticks out a boot. Nacho goes to ground. The referee allows play to continue sensibly.
Yeah, good reaction from Nacho as well.
Cannon Benzema. Now it's with Gareth Bale. Back towards Benzema. And still, and surely he can. Last ditch from Acosta.
Yeah, a little bit like his skipper in the first half. Just do the simple thing. Put the ball in the back of the net. Want to be entertainers as well. No harm in that on a night like tonight, but a great chance and a good ball from Gareth Bale. He knew that he'd be running, he knew his momentum would take him into that central area. Bale just played the ball exactly where he would need it. Gareth Bale demonstrating his pace down this left-hand side.
Here he is once again, Gareth Bale. Cuts in field. And it's Ceballos. Bale wants it back. New signing. Gives it the Welshman. Grana is in the way. MLS All-Stars chasing shadows. Bale on for Marco Asensio, incidentally. Because Vasquez, who stayed on, looks to step away from McCarthy and still going. Layoff just not quite good enough. And it's cleared downfield. Bale is touching, able to find a teammate initially. This is Giovanni Dos Santos. Almiron. Time to get on the ball for the Paraguayan. Looks to move away from two white shirts. Clever for Grana on the right-hand side. Three inside the penalty area here. He's good delivery towards the far post, and Dos Santos, who ends up in the advertising boards, as does Nikolic.
Carvalho did brilliantly over on that right-hand side, getting back in. They have got good defenders who will naturally defend when they need to around Madrid. It's not just all about the glamour and the glitz of forward play, intricate passing, moving, still fundamentals of defending that needs executing as well.
Dos Santos' ball in, but he was offside. He just made the move too soon. Not really given that much opportunity with the back heel, in fairness. Easy for the assistant on that near side to give. 24 minutes here for MLS All-Stars to try and mount some sort of comeback, but you do fancy if either of the teams that's going to score, it's most probably going to be Real Madrid again. It might be more than one. Two-thirds of the BBC are on. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, not with the tour. This is Marcelo. Brazilian races forward, been given the captain's armband, the veteran. And still very good fullback. Kovacic away from one, and the ball through towards Gareth Bale, just unable to take it on his instep.
Oh, what a ball he played. He almost cuts right across the back of it to take the pace off. His balance is brilliant. Just digs it out of his feet. Gareth Bale will be disappointed with that left foot as well. You'd expect him to take that ball in his stride.
Nikolic denied. Two of the senior stars of Real Madrid have seen the youngsters come in and play well. The place is never safe, you feel, at Real Madrid. Why should it be?
Yeah, exactly how it should be. Conveyor belt. And brilliant that those youngsters are given the opportunity as well, so they see a pathway through. Can be a big problem for the huge clubs where they're continually recycling superstars. Will they ever get people through from the younger age groups? Well, Real certainly have given opportunities here tonight.
Gareth Bale rampaging forwards here for Real Madrid. It's Bale! He's hit the post!
Bit of everything from him so far. He disappointed again. Certainly a fine margin, strikes flush on the base of the post. Look at the amount of space he's got. Only one thing in his mind is to strike. Angle's a little bit against him. Great power. Stefan Fry just delighted to see that one fly by the left-hand upright. They are playing really sharp at the moment, Madrid.
Acosta to clear. Giovanni Dos Santos looks to try and find Dom Dwyer. Kovacic picks it up. Alejo takes a touch. Gareth Bale, once again, every single time the ball's at his feet, he's only got one thing on his mind, and that's to strike goalwards. He gets his head up every single occasion.
Yeah, he's got a nice knack now of finding himself in really good opportunities, good spaces to enable the ball to come to him.
Came in for a little bit of criticism last season, not necessarily the darling of the supporters at the Bernabeu, but he's such a terrific performer. Injuries hampered his progress last campaign. He's 28 now. I do feel he's in the right place for these talents. Almiron caught heavily by Casemiro. Almiron's back up on his feet.
Yeah, for all his ability, he has actually looked just a little bit untidy tonight, Almiron, which is not like him at all. I thought he'd really relish this.
Maybe a little overawed, a little nervous. McCarthy, Valeri, McCarthy again. That's good play from the United States international. Giovanni Dos Santos takes it on. The Mexican, of course, was involved in the Confederations Cup this summer. And the chip forward is good for Dom Dwyer. Nikolic will take it down. Really good play from the All-Stars. So close to a leveller.
Yeah, he deserved it as well for the way that he's approached this game since he's come on. It's a lovely touch that puts him in. They've broken well all night, got bodies forward. That's a clever little pass. Perfect layoff, and he does well with the first touch. Just a big lunging challenge coming in has probably done enough to put him off.
Hungarian international, played at the European Championships, of course, last summer, Serbia born. Goal scorer wherever he's played. Hungary and Poland before coming to MLS in Chicago, where he's top goal scorer. Valeri looks to go again. It ricochets back towards the Argentine. Can he finish? Marcelo with a terrific block, because he'd opened up for the All-Stars again.
Yeah, a bit of showboating going on, which is slack from Real Madrid, but doesn't matter. You're causing that pressure as a team. Well done, the All-Stars, creating themselves an opportunity. They've had a good couple of minutes.
In once again, Giovanni Dos Santos and Nikolic, though, nearly getting each other's way. Benzema nearly gives it away. Kovacic indulges and loses out, gets away with it. Carvajal just feels his knee is at his shin. Seemingly okay.
Yeah, great block. Marcelo covering round from left back. That's the other thing, they're not just good footballers, they know the game so well, they sense danger, the defenders, what they need to do.
We see another change keeper-wise. Looks like we're going to see two others as well. Yanez is the player coming off first and foremost. I think we are going to see Lucas Zidane, the son of Zinedine Zidane. If you don't want to be compared to your dad and you want to be a professional footballer, be a goalkeeper. Good one, though. French under-19 international. Has played for the second string and in the UEFA Youth League over the course of the last season. Dad giving his son an opportunity against the All-Stars. Here is McCarthy. Valeri. Almiron. Giovanni Dos Santos. Nearly catching Zidane unawares.
Yeah, that would be slightly embarrassing. Concede before you've actually touched the ball. Okay, good play. They're having a really good little spell, the All-Stars, the last few minutes. It's time to get finishing product to the very good passing moves they've put together in the middle of the pitch.
Oscar is also on for Real Madrid, incidentally, for Lucas Vázquez. Has been amongst the goals already in pre-season, netted against Manchester City. And it's Lucas Zidane once again. This is Marcelo on this near side. Parkhurst all the way back for Fry. Just the one goal in it. The Stars have created opportunity. They can be proud of the way they've played so far. We sense that Real Madrid can up it a little if they want to. This is Bale. Benzema runs into trouble. Casemiro's touch. Kovacic steps away from two challenges. Sideways rather than forward movement, though. On the forward into man, now it's with Casemiro. Ceballos. Marcelo. And Ceballos once again. He's calling for it. The number 32, who's new to the fray. Carvajal. Stuck into action, I think, here, Real Madrid, looking to create an opportunity, maybe. Marcelo looks to try and find Benzema. It just curls away.
What a ball that is. Play switched about 6 times back and forward. Ball finding the skipper in great amount of space, and he just whipped the ball to the middle of that 6-yard box. Stefan Frey trying to look comfortable, like he's in control of the situation. But that ball is pinging around in front of him.
McCarthy, 15 minutes remaining of the All-Stars game, and it's the hosts that trail at the moment, but they have created opportunities. They have given the Real Madrid defence something to think about on more than one occasion. And they just take one of the chances. And there has been neat and tidy since coming on. Likewise McCarthy, well, that one opportunity, or that one situation where he was barged over by Marcelo.
For a scratch side, both halves have been excellent from the All-Stars perspective. You'd expect Real Madrid to be more fluid. They've been working on their tempo, their team shape.
And with a curling ball in, there were two players to aim at, couldn't hit either. Dwyer had taken up the better position. It's a little bit poor from the Argentine. Did have a spell at Columbus Crew a couple of years ago before really establishing himself as an MLS player this season. Dallas. It's going to put a little bit of pressure back on Real Madrid. Grana with a throw. And Maron just beginning to warm to his task a little. Parkhurst edges sideways, Fry all the way back. The third keeper for the All-Stars. Andre Blake was initially listed, but of course injured at the moment. Injured in that Gold Cup final against the United States, playing for Jamaica. He was arguably the best player of the tournament, sensational against Mexico in the semi-final. Philadelphia Union keeper, though, missing out. Arms go up, flag doesn't follow. All-Stars come forward once again. It's deep. Bounce away here to this near side, but Nikolic will retrieve and recycle. And that's a clever ball for Grana. Can he stand one up? Ricochets around and out.
Okay, everybody joining in, everybody wanted to be a part of it. Really good play. Grana very quick to join in and go forwards.
Almiron gets ready to take. Far post this time, but it's overhit.
I'll be disappointed. Really, really disappointed. Just alleviates a bit of pressure in that Real Madrid back four.
Alvaro Tejero, incidentally, also on for Nacho. That flurry of changes we saw Lucas Zidane come on. McCarthy. Grana. Almiron will thread it through. Flag stays down. Grana with the opportunity to measure the cross. What can he produce? Better ball in, maybe, no. Wasn't the worst, I guess, but Giovanni Dos Santos is always struggling to get on the end of it.
In another game, Dos Santos might throw himself at that, really strives to get through with the left foot. Oh, here we see the pace of Bale again.
Bale up against Hedges. Gareth Bale on his left side. It'll spin up here inside the area. It's just flicked away from Dani Ceballos. And then the shot is rather bad a puff, unfortunately, from Oscar.
Yes, not a good strike at all, and it had opened up for him. They all look very serious about it. It's one you take a bit of stick for when the interns or somebody, puts the highlights tape together at the end, and your little left foot, as you say, powder puff shot, doesn't quite reach the keeper.
Bale will knock it down, threaded through, and suddenly Real Madrid are away again here. Benzema is calling for it. Clever from Carvajal, but better from Parkhurst.
Yeah, he just took a chance on the angles. He actually let Benzema go completely in the end.
Valeri. He's got Giovanni Dos Santos. Almiron calling for it as well. Here is Giovanni Dos Santos. Almiron is ignored. It's curled towards Dom Dwyer. Can he get in here and embarrass Marcelo? He's done remarkably well, the Brazilian fullback. 3 all-stars around him. He would not give that one up.
No, didn't just want to take the easy option and knock it back to the goalkeeper either, did he?
And Ceballos. Kovacic. Carvajal. Bale on the move again. Benzema dropping a little deep. There's the opening for Real Madrid as they go in search of a second that will surely secure success. It's towards Benzema. Hedges with a header away.
He actually had loads of time, but the problem is when you've been up against this sort of tempo, this sort of pace, you always fear the worst and you always think there's got to be someone around you. Actually probably had time to get that ball under control, Hedges, had he had a little bit more composure.
Benzema. Marcelo. And Ceballos rides one challenge, steps away from McCarthy. Marcelo to feed it back towards the edge of the area. Kovacic makes space, can't pull the trigger, tries to play it inside Acosta, who's alive to the threat. Helena Costa comes away with possession. It's just too much on it from Dom Dwyer.
And that's the problem you have. You chase around and you chase around, chasing shadows much of the time to try and win the ball back, and when you do, try and play the killer pass and give the ball away, and you just don't see it again for 10 minutes.
10 minutes remaining. Real Madrid lead by 1-0. Marcelo coming forward once again. Benzema looks for the return ball. Grana spots the run as Oscar looked to move in. McCarthy on the edge of his own penalty area with the skill and composure. This is Acosta. Dom Dwyer, Nikolic doing the pointing. Well, Valeri had made the move as well, but again, it's far too much on it from the new signing for Orlando, switched from Sporting Kansas City in a record move, of course.
Yeah, still no let up in the pace either. Goalkeeper's quickly throwing the ball out, launching attacks.
Casemiro moves into space. Wants Carvajal to come forward. Casemiro, once again, edge of the area, has got a couple of yards to try and work with. It's only half away. It's going to come straight back out the All-Stars here. Benzema. Salah wants it inside the full-back. Back from Kovacic.
What a pass of Kovacic. Is such good awareness, just probes around. His touch is flawless.
Marcelo with a cross, comfortable for Fry. No let up, as you say. This is Valeri. Dwyer got a bit of pace, as we know. Going to try and take on Vallejo here. Still going, muscling his way through. He will not give it up. That's what his game's all about, Dom Dwyer. Vallejo just for a second looked like he was going to be done by the Orlando man.
Yeah, he switched flanks as well. And relish an opportunity to cut in off that right-hand side and have a shot. Good reaction, though, from the All-Stars. It would be very easy just to, OK, look, we're up against it a bit. 10 behind the ball, let's just be a bit careful there, not get embarrassed. They've still gone for it. The tempo of the game's been absolutely excellent throughout.
Lucas Zidane with some organising to do. Giovanni Dos Santos waits. Marcelo marks his man. Whips into that near post. Casemiro with a header away, and then Oscar completes the job. Real Madrid look to come forward. Gareth Bale. Almiron racing back. Still Bale looking for Benzema. Granit knocks it out of play.
Good play from Bale, crossing on the run. That's what catches you out as a defender. You think you can read them, but they just do everything that bit quicker. He crosses a ball that you think he's going to have another touch, and suddenly if you're not marking properly or that just gets away with you, that's the way that Benzema just comes and ends up with a tap-in. It's the one thing I've seen from this game tonight, and in fairness, All-Stars have done it as well. The quickness that they have in moving the ball out of their feet, so they just never get caught by the tackles that come in.
Oscar to distribute to Casemiro. That's not really his game, racing down the wing, and he gives it up. Not the best of balls, in truth. Good workout for Real Madrid, you feel here. More than good workout. Big games to come up early on in the season. Competitions that some might not take seriously, but the best always do. That's why they're so successful. No let up, doesn't matter what sort of fixture it is, what competition it is. Zinedine Zidane will be demanding of his team to win the UEFA Super Cup and the Spanish equivalent as well before the season starts proper. Kovacic. Marcelo. And Ceballos signing with one step over and another. Kovacic again. It's been a real asset since coming on.
Yeah, he's one that looks like he just hang his shirt back up at the end of the game.
Bale to whip it towards Benzema. Can he turn? Tries to tee up Dani Ceballos, but it's Grana who's in the right place to make the interception. What about the clearance? He dallies for a second. Has to use McCarthy. Hedges doesn't want it. Bale's going to keep it in play. Benzema calling for it. Fry on his near post gets the shins in the way.
Yeah, Gareth Bale just tried to do it a little bit sneaky there.
Almiron.
That's more like him.
Always willing to race forward. Is this the opportunity for the All-Stars? Can Nikolic turn?
Yeah, good cover. I think he might have been offside. Nikolic looked like he might have just strayed beyond the line. Almiron, excellent. Best moment for him. Getting turned, been able to run with the ball in that fantastic style that he's got, where he's got the real pace.
5 minutes remaining. Can Valeri conjure something from the corner? All-Stars with plenty forward inside the box, and it is the post and ricochets out. It was McCarthy initially, and then forced in by Dom Dwyer, and we're one apiece with 4 minutes left.
Wow, what a first header. Really unlucky not to score from that, but well done. They've hung in there. You know, they've seen the ball fizzed around. Unfortunate for the goalkeeper, who's let his dad down a little bit by conceding. Couldn't do anything about it. Great delivery from Valeri. This is just about desire. Boom, free header. And then a great follow-up. Best scorers, the ones in form, find themselves in a position. Ricochet back off the post. A little bit of aggression. We may be heading to penalties.
Just see Dom Dwyer say, "This one is mine." Just getting there ahead of Lucas Zidane.
Yeah, did well not to get his head punched off.
Bale for Benzema. Grana.
You keep saying it doesn't matter, but Zinedine Zidane, in his own way, with the high standards that he sets, he'll be fuming, really. You know, they've been absolutely excellent in terms of possession. They've created lots of chances. They're still going to walk off, probably, well, maybe, with the result ending as a 1-1.
Not over just yet. Dani Ceballos through towards Dani Carvajal.
Yeah, this 3 minutes will actually probably feel like about 3 hours to those defenders who've got white shirts careering all around them. It's like dodging traffic on the motorway at the moment.
Well, Real Madrid have already been beaten in a penalty shootout on this tour. They won't want another one. And they might get an opportunity here to nudge in front again. I'm sure they will. Benzema hedges with the challenge. Then it's Ceballos once again. Gareth Bale, 2 minutes remaining. Carvajal. McCarthy in the way. All-Stars come forward once more. Giovanni Dos Santos nearly gets in the way of the referee, but he's spotted Dom Dwyer here. Grana calling for it. Dom Dwyer still has it. And Salo back defensively to deal with the danger.
Yeah, Grana's telling Dwyer as well he should get ball off him. Made the overlap, left the fullback a little bit isolated.
And Acosta with a block. Vallejo through. Almiron looks to just lift it over, but can't quite do so. Carvajal for Oscar. Kovacic. Plenty of movement here. Kovacic still going. Benzema. It's McCarthy back defending. We're into the 90th minute here. One step over and another. That's brilliant play from Benzema. Can he get beyond Acosta? He's still going. They're queuing up here. And Ceballos gets it taken off his toes by Almiron, who races forward and then runs into Casemiro.
He's not very happy. Don't think he wants penalties. Brilliant. I mean, all those goals that Benzema's got, and he can still produce little bits of magic like that. Almiron's got some himself, though. You see how well he runs with the ball. Thoroughly entertaining game. He's been absolutely outstanding.
Nobody's leaving, that is for certain. Penalties on the cards here, and something dramatic happens in added on time. Giovanni Dos Santos. Nikolic's touch. Giovanni Dos Santos again. 2 minutes of added on time at the end of the 90. Real Madrid want to get this done and dusted without having to go to spot kicks. Kovacic coming forward. McCarthy is the shield. Marcelo. Carvajal. Kovacic. Oscar. Thought about the shot. Marcelo. Bale and Benzema calling for it. Marcelo will win. A corner, will he? No.
Oh, good defending. Really good attitude. And it's a big boost for the MLS. They can hold their heads up here. Quite easy for a team like Real Madrid at the end of a tour. Okay, they might have their thoughts back on getting home to Europe, but can show some real quality, and they can hurt a team that's just put together, has a few days training, obviously know each other well, but in terms of playing together, that's a whole different ball game.
So there he goes down. Carvajal with the challenge. 30 seconds remaining or so. Who says it's a friendly?
Oh, you forget. You do forget. This is about the result now.
Spot kicks imminent. Just for the second time, current guise of this MLS All-Star fixture. Grana. Almiron wants it. So does Dom Dwyer. That's the corner. Maybe just enough time to take it.
Well, they know what the delivery needs to be for Dax McCarthy. If he gets the same run as he did last time, it'll be a pretty similar outcome.
Valeri can deliver.
Might not even need the post.
Diego Valeri once again, and it comes towards McCarthy again. It's flicked away. And Ceballos this time taking it away from the Chicago Fireman, and the referee blows for full time, and we will have penalties to decide the 2017 All-Star fixture. Real Madrid going in front through Borja Mayoral with a deflected effort before the All-Stars came back right at the death. Just 5 minutes remaining. Dom Dwyer, after McCarthy's header had hit the post. Real Madrid had the opportunities, had most of the pressure, most of the ball, but only scored the one. And in the end, Dwyer's late effort means we go to spot kicks at the 90. MLS All-Stars 1, Real Madrid 1. Let's check out the numbers from the 90. The statistics for you from the 2017 game. Well, Real Madrid did have more possession in the second half, as you can see. 30 attempts on goal. Just the one goal, though, to show for it. Astonishing. Let's take a look back at the match highlights then for you here. Real Madrid, certainly the favourites and certainly had more of the chances in the first half. However, this was the big chance for the All-Stars. David Villa, somehow Keylor Navas turned this behind.
Yeah, very rare that you see him take a touch of a ball and stops it dead, and that's the trouble here. Just watch, the ball comes in, he'll stop it dead and just has to run round it. That just gives a chance to Navas to get that really strong right hand there. Kaká again at the heart of things, was excellent, showing some real pace.
That was Giovinco on the stroke of half-time, a really good hit.
Getting a shot away early. Navas trying to retreat into the goal, then has to go across.
Theo Hernandez was good in the first half, nearly scored early on in the second.
Just a bit of direction required. Gets up very easily, should do better.
Certainly had the opportunities, and then when this one went in, we expected more. Mayoral in space, took a deflection, not quite sure if Stefan Frey would have got there, we'll never know, but Mayoral celebrating, and from there on in we thought that Real Madrid should be able to coast home.
Yeah, when he's hitting the target, that's all he can do. If the ricochet's fortunate for you, then so be it.
And Benzema with a lively cameo along with Gareth Bale as the ball came towards him. An opportunity, but just too many players back in All-Stars colours.
Never really actually set for a tap-in, did it? That was the thing. Great understanding that he's got with Bale, though. There should be a supply line for him this season.
This was Bale, and he struck the foot of the post. So unlucky.
Yeah, Stefan Frey, no chance at all. Shots off really quickly. So good in full flight, Bale. Ball out of his feet, only one intention. Such good power on the shot, just strikes the base of the post.
And then the equaliser. McCarthy with a free header. It ricochets up of Giovanni Dos Santos, and Dom Dwyer, brave enough, wanted it and managed to nod into an unguarded net, pretty much.
Yeah, bad goal from Real Madrid perspective, and one they are quite capable of giving away from set pieces. One area they're not particularly strong. Dwyer, what a week he's had.
A record signing for Orlando, and he has managed to grab the all-important equaliser here that sends the MLS All-Stars game of 2017 into a penalty shootout. We mentioned the previous penalty shootout, that was at the Rio Tinto Stadium back in 2009. It was the All-Stars against Everton of the English Premier League. Tim Howard was the hero that day, saving 3 MLS All-Stars spot kicks as Everton won 4-3 on penalties. Real Madrid have already succumbed to Manchester United on spot kicks. They lost 2-1 in Santa Clara. 4 Real Madrid players missed penalties that day. Casemiro, Theo Hernandez, Kovacic and Oscar all failing from the spot. Can the All-Stars do what Manchester United did? Dom Dwyer strides up and will take the first spot kick here. Zidane readies himself, and Dom Dwyer hopes to give the All-Stars the early advantage. Dom Dwyer scored the equaliser. Can he score from the spot? It's a good save. Guessed the right way, Lucas Zidane. Dwyer, the hero, turns villain in the shootout.
And there's not so much anguish as there is in the big competitions, not quite so nerve-wracking. That's a good save. Lucas Zidane going to his left-hand side, strong left hand.
And Stefan Frey, of course, was the hero for Seattle against Toronto in the MLS Cup. Managed to deny Michael Bradley. Benzema steps up for Real Madrid to nudge the European champions in front in the shootout. It's Benzema, makes no mistake.
Very clinical, very confident. Just as the centre forward should be, taking responsibility. He wants the first one. Everyone else lead away. Really great technique.
Giovanni Dos Santos next. Scored a couple of goals in his Villarreal days against Real Madrid, but never on the winning side. Can he put that right tonight? Can he get one on the boards here for the All-Stars, who trail in the shootout here? Zidane looking to make a name for himself. Oh, he's hit the crossbar! Zidane guessed the wrong way, but Dos Santos' effort was too high.
Advantage very much with Real Madrid now. Probably had seen the goalkeeper dive as well. That's what will frustrate him a little bit. It's made him go the wrong way and then managed to strike the bar anyway. Welsh hammer now. That left foot can unleash and should put Real Madrid into a really strong position here.
This penalty scored against Moldova in the World Cup qualifier nearly a year ago, up against Stefan Fry, to put Real Madrid 2 to the good in the shootout in the All-Star game. Gareth Bale steps up, just rolls it into the corner. Simple as you like from Gareth Bale.
Yeah, no pressure on these boys. This is a training exercise for them. Fry outfoxed himself, I think, with how much he'd been transferring weight one way or the other.
Well, regular Portland Timbers penalty taker Diego Valeri is next, and you would expect him to put this away. But given what we've seen already from the All-Stars, nerves rattling through the boots maybe. Here we go with Valeri. He does score.
Yeah, very simple, down the middle. Zidane dive so far goes pretty early. Pretty routine for Valeri. Bright player, sharp.
Kovacic, the next he miss, as we mentioned in the shootout against Manchester United, makes no mistake this time around.
He enjoyed it. He was great in the game as well. Probably sees the irony of that Manchester United one. Great technically. Enjoyed that. Probably took some stick off his teammates.
Misses left, right and centre in that game. It's only the All-Stars that have missed spot kicks so far here. Real Madrid 3-1 to the good. And spot kicks running out. Has to convert this one. Almiron steps up, the Paraguayan. Feels his future is in Europe, I'm sure. Can he impress the European champions here from 12 yards? He can. Keeps the All-Stars alive. Marcelo with the opportunity, though, to nail it for Real Madrid and to give the European champions success in the All-Star game of 2017. He can net the fourth on the spin. That will be it, done and dusted for Zinedine Zidane's side. Up against Stefan Fry, who has not been able to repeat his heroics in the MLS Cup final. Marcelo to claim the glory for the European champions. He finds the corner, and Real Madrid too strong in the shootout for the MLS All-Stars. They were pegged back late on in the 90 minutes, but too cool from 12 yards. They deny the MLS All-Stars a victory. It is Real Madrid that come good in the 2017 edition, 4-2 in the shootout. And the stand-in skipper for the second half, Marcelo, with a crucial kick.
Yeah, very cool. Didn't look like he had too many worries in the world as he strolled up to it. They'll be pleased. Overall, Zinedine Zidane will be delighted with the workout. Good tempo to it, good pace, no injuries, everything fine. They still managed to draw the game, find a way to draw the game in 90 minutes, which will probably disappoint the really ultra-professional side of him. MLS All-Stars, absolute credit to them. You know, cobbled together, they know each other, but they don't play together very much. They've been absolutely excellent. Really good entertainment and fitting of such a venue and such a crowd.
Well, there's more MLS action coming up over the course of this weekend and some crucial games as well. There is no doubt about that. Week 22 with some terrific matchups. Toronto going so strong, of course, at the moment. Seattle away at Minnesota. Chicago Fire against New England Revolution. And we've got a New York derby as well. NYCFC against New York Red Bulls. That should be something special at the Yankee Stadium. Some brilliant games over the course of week 22. As regards here, though, it's Real Madrid that shine the brightest. The All-Stars brought down to earth. From all of us, it is goodbye. We will see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.